Well, our team of meteorologists always delivers the weather forecast, but they are fully trained scientists who, on occasion, look into other topics. Today, we're trying something a bit new, diving into some recent scientific news. And meteorologist Brendan Johnson is a coffee lover, if you didn't know, like most of us here. I mean, who isn't when you live in Wisconsin and it's this cold? But there's a new study that just came out, and it has us talking about how certain people might want to think before they have that next cup of joe and think about how it's made.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is really a new study that came from the University of South Australia. It found that long-term consumption, heavy consumption of certain types of coffee, that's 6 or more cups a day, that's 3 grandes, 2 ventis from Starbucks, it can increase your risk for heart problems. Now, it all has to do with what's called plasma lipid profiles. That's a fancy phrase for cholesterol and fats in your bloodstream. Researchers found drinking lots of certain types of coffee raise the levels of these lipids, causing problems in the long run. Now, it's caused by a compound called caffeine. We've known about it for a few years now, and it can be found in some coffee drinks.
Not to be confused with cafe stall, because that's what your mind thinks. So calf stall, just to be clear, we double checked that. Now, I got to throw my co-anchor John under the bus because he is always getting coffee like in the middle of the day. I only do the coffee in the morning, but some people do throughout the day, and maybe it adds up to 6 or more cups of coffee. So if people are drinking at that level, how do we know who should be worried?
So this study was really geared towards folks that are at risk for developing cardiovascular disease, so heart disease. So the key here, moderation. It's good advice recommended by the scientists behind this study. And this study also sheds light on what's in some of our coffee.
Okay, so does it matter the type of coffee you drink, if it's a press or like a K-cup, or you just do the traditional drip?
It does, actually. So this caffeine is present in unfiltered coffees. It contains a higher concentration of it. So it would be the French press, the Turkish, Greek types of coffees, but it's also in espressos at a lower concentration, which of course is the barista-made drinks, lattes, cappuccinos.
The one that we all like to do as just a treat as we're kind of bopping around town, right? Okay, so the moral of the story here, the most important thing you want people to know?
Yeah, so moderation is key. And for folks that are worried about this, you can avoid all of that caffeine by drinking filtered coffee, drip, or even instant coffee.
Very good. I love it. Let's do this more. How about it?
I think so.
Okay, it's a date. Make sure you download our NBC 15 News app if you want to get the latest. Hey, and if you want to suggest an idea for us, we would love to hear from you because it's always fun to dive into some of these topics. And if there's something more interesting that you would like to hear more of, let us know. If you want more details on the study, you can read Brendan's full report right now on NBC15.com or on our news app.